how to work from home with a baby or toddler without quietly destroying your career, your mental health, or your child's development. Right now, tiny choices are wiring your child's brain, shaping their emotions, and either protecting or sabotaging your job security. Skip this video if you're comfortable risking burnout, constant guilt, and a child who becomes more clingy and dysregulated over time. But if that scares you even a little, keep watching. For over 11 years as a registered early childhood teacher specializing in early years, hundreds of families have been observed. Hundreds of books and scientific research papers on child development have been studied, and those findings have been applied every single day in classrooms and homes. Everything has been distilled into a clear, practical framework in this video, so you don't have to spend years reading research or testing what doesn't work. Watch until the end because the last step is the most important one, and if you skip any step in this framework, it simply won't work the way it should. If you're a parent who wants to protect your child's development and your future income, you need these tools before it's too late. Tip 1. The invisible schedule that quietly rewires your day. Would you believe your child's behavior can change just because your nervous system is unstructured, even if you don't say a word? Tiny children are like emotional Wi-Fi. They constantly scan for a signal. When your day is chaotic, no patterns, no rhythm, their brain feels unsafe, and that often shows up as clinginess, whining, or sudden meltdowns right when you start working. Most people try common sense fixes: a pretty printed schedule stuck on a fridge, a fancy planner, random attempts to squeeze work in when they are quiet. But those often fail because they only schedule your tasks, not your emotional rhythm. Instead, use an invisible schedule, a repeatable pattern your child can feel even if they can't tell the time. Think of it like the background music in a movie. You don't always notice it, but it completely changes how you feel. Use this 3-part pattern every day, even if the clock times change. Step 1. Connect first, which is the anchor. 10 to 20 minutes of full undistracted connection before you start work. No phones, no laptop, just you on the floor. Cuddles, peekaboo, silly voices chase around the couch. Neuroscience shows that short bursts of high-quality, responsive interactions help regulate a child's stress system and improve their ability to play independently afterwards. Step 2. Protected work sprint. A clearly defined block where you are at work, even at home. You tell your child, now it's your playtime and my work time. When the timer rings, I'll come back. This isn't cold, it's clarity. Their brain learns there's a beginning and an end, and children cope better with clear boundaries than something vague like just a minute. Step 3. Predictable reconnection. When the timer rings, you actually stop. You return with a small ritual: one song, one book, one snack together, one cuddle. Over time, the brain links. Mom, dad always comes back when the timer goes off, which produces anxiety and protests. So here are the actionable steps. Tonight, write your invisible pattern on a sticky note, which are connect, work sprint, and reconnect. Tomorrow, repeat that loop at least twice. It sounds simple, but simple doesn't mean shallow. This taps into how the attachment system and the stress system work in the early years. Step 2. The yes space that buys you 20 to 40 precious minutes. Why does your toddler always find that one thing they shouldn't touch within 30 seconds, even in a room full of toys? This isn't them being naughty. Their brain is wired to search for novelty and test boundaries. If your main work area is full of no triggers, for instance, cables, drawers, fragile items, you will naturally spend your work time saying, "Don't touch that, not that, put that down," and your brain never fully focuses. Common solutions most parents try are working wherever the child happens to be, constantly chasing them around the house, giving them more and more random toys or screens to keep them busy. But more toys plus more noise actually overstimulate their brain and fragment their attention. You need a yes space, an area where your child can move, explore, and play with minimal risk and minimal stop from you. Think of it like a toddler version of Tesla self-driving mode. You still supervise, but the system is designed to need fewer emergency interventions. So this is how to build a yes space. Step 1, contain it. Use a playout, gated room, or block-off corner. Containment isn't cruel. It creates a safe playground where your child has freedom within clear boundaries. Step 2, reduce toy clutter. Aim for 6 to 10 open-ended toys, blocks, dolls, cars, stacking cups, simple puzzles. Research and attention suggests fewer open-ended options support longer stretches of focused play than lots of noisy, light-up toys that constantly demand attention. Step 3, remove no triggers. Before using the space, scan from your child's eye level for cords, climbable furniture, sharp edges, or anything breakable. Every no costs you energy and pulls your attention away from work. So here's a step-by-step method on how to implement this. Step 1, choose a corner or room to dedicate as your yes space. Step 2, remove everything that needs a no. Step 3, put in 6 to 10 safe, open-ended toys. Step 4, during your next work sprint, do 5 to 10 minutes of connection inside the yes space. Then stand up and switch to work mode. This isn't just a mom hack, it's an environmental design. You're shaping the environment so your child's brain doesn't have to fight constant temptation and your brain doesn't have to constantly play security guard. If this is already giving you practical ideas you can actually use today, tap the like button. A lot of time, energy, and training goes into turning years of child development research into simple step-by-step tools for you for free. That tiny click is your way of saying, keep going, this is helping, and it makes a big difference. Tip 3, micro tasks. Stop waiting for a 2-hour block that never comes. Are you secretly waiting for a perfect, quiet 2-hour block of time and then feeling like a failure when it never appears? That expectation alone can destroy your motivation. Your brain thinks, what's the point of starting anything? I'll just be interrupted. Most people try to work like they did before kids. Long stretches, deep focus, endless to-do lists. But babies and toddlers live in short cycles. Feeds, nappies, emotional storms, quick resets. Instead of fighting that, match your work style to their rhythm using micro tasks. Think of micro tasks like Netflix episodes instead of a 3-hour movie. Short, complete, and easier to start. Here's how to use them. Step 1, break everything down to 5 to 20 minute tasks. Like reply to 2 emails, outline 3 bullet points for a report or video, edit 1 paragraph, schedule 1 social media post. Step 2, label tasks by child state. For instance, baby awake task, light work, emails, reading, brainstorm ideas, things you can pause mid-sentence. And then baby asleep tasks, deep work. For instance, writing, meetings, anything that needs focus. Step 3, create a simple list the night before. Before bed, take 5 minutes to list tomorrow's micro task into these 2 categories. When a small window appears, you don't waste brain power deciding. You just pick the next micro task. This approach is similar to how high-performing people batch work. Think of how someone like Elon Musk or top CEOs schedule their day with blocks of specific types of tasks, not vague intentions. You're doing the same thing but adapted to life with a little one. Tip 4. Turn clinginess into a tool instead of a battle. What if your child clinging to you isn't just a bad habit, but a signal you can use to make work easier? Your child's need to be close is biologically wired. In evolution, the baby who stayed near the caregiver survived more often. So when you pull away, their nervous system goes on high alert. Am I still safe? The common reactions from parents are, you need to be independent, pushing them away every time they get close, getting frustrated that they never play by themselves. But that often backfires. The more rejected they feel, the more they chase your attention. So instead, strategically use the need for closeness. For babies, use a soft baby carrier plus a standing setup. For instance, standing desk or kitchen counter. Your baby feels your heartbeat, warmth and movement, which helps calm their stress system. You can answer emails, read or do baby awake tasks while they rest on you. For toddlers, create a body contact station. A stool beside your chair, a small mat near your feet, or a cushion they can lean on. You can explain to them, you can sit right here and lean on me while I finish this one thing. Use a timer or a short song so they know this moment has an end date, and playtime will follow. This is similar to how high contact sports team and even some therapy practices use touch to regulate and calm, except you're doing it in a gentle parent-child way. You're meeting their needs for safety so their brain doesn't have to scream for attention. So instead of a constant tug of war, you turn closeness into predictable, safe routine. Pause for a second and think. What's the biggest struggle for you right now when you're working from home with your baby or your toddler? Is it naps, constant interruptions, guilt, tantrums when you open your laptop, noise during calls? Write your specific situation in the comments with as much detail as you can. Age of your child, your word type, and your main challenge. There will be a personal reply with a tailored suggestion within 24 hours. That's a promise. Tip 5. Layered activities. One setup, many phases. Why do most Pinterest activities last 5 minutes in real life? Because they're designed to look cute, not to last. A single one-step activity is like giving a movie that ends after the opening scene. Of course your toddler walks away. You want layered activities, setups that naturally evolve in stages, so the same activity keeps feeling new without you starting from scratch every time. Think of it like those Marvel movies. Same universe, different phases, each one building on the last. For toddlers, a layered activity might look like Stage 1, base, a shallow tub with dry rice, pasta or water, or tape roads on the floor. Stage 2, tools, add scoops, cups, little cars, animals or figures. Stage 3, mission, so give a simple challenge. For instance, can you fill all the blue cups, or can all the cars find a parking spot? For babies, layering could be different. Stage 1, visual, high contrast toys or simple objects on a mat. Stage 2, touch, add 1 or 2 safe items to grab and mouth. Stage 3, challenge, place a toy just far enough that they have to reach, roll or wiggle towards it. In play research, open-ended multi-step setups are consistently linked with longer periods of engagement. You're basically building chapters into their play so they stay in the same world longer. If you're finding these frameworks helpful and want more science-backed practical strategies that fit real life, not fantasy parenting, make sure you subscribe. because the next videos are going to go even deeper into things like emotions, tantrums, and routines. If you don't subscribe, there's a good chance you'll miss a tip that could save you from a complete meltdown in the middle of a supermarket or a critical work call, and you'll only realize it when you wish you'd seen it. Now, here's something that most parents never hear. When a child has a public tantrum, there's a tiny window, often less than 10 to 20 seconds, where the emotional part of the brain ramps up into full explosion or settles back down. What you do with your face, your body, and your words in that tiny window can be the difference between a 2-minute wobble or a 40-minute public meltdown. And here's the shocking part. Many parents accidentally say the exact phrases and use the exact body language that push their child straight into the worst version of that tantrum, but they only realize it when they're standing in the supermarket aisle, red-faced with everyone watching. So here's the question. If you could learn the specific science-backed steps to stop a public tantrum almost instantly, without bribing, threatening, or hurting the connection, would you want to know exactly what to do in that first 10 to 20 seconds? The answer and the full step-by-step method is in my next video. How to stop public tantrums instantly. Click on that next and protect yourself from the next supermarket, car park, or playground meltdown before it happens. And remember, you got this, and I've got your back.